we got the training camp schedule that was released earlier this, was it last week? No, it's like, weekend / early week-ish. But we've been meaning to talk about this for the past couple of days. So, anywho, here we are. So, first off, man, with the training camp schedule, the guys I was just talked about going back to St. Vincent College, man, for the 55th season. Shout out to that. And the first time since 2019. I think we talked about how I think it's out of the 90 players, only 20 of them have ever been to St. Vincent, which is kind of crazy. When you think about it, it's like a rite of passage. Every Steeler's supposed to go to St. Vincent for training camp, man.
We got a young group.
Yeah, we definitely do, man. But yeah, 20 of them. Only 20 of them have been out there, man. So I was like, man, that's a cool experience, man. I was thinking about them when I was thinking about this training camp thing and just the different approach that's going to be in contrast to how it's been these past couple years at Heinz Field, where they're either going home or they're going to a hotel. Whereas, you go to that training camp at St. Vincent, man, this is a different setting, man. From a fan perspective, man, way more intimate. Talk about fans being right on top of you, man, getting a chance to really interact with them. Whereas at Heinz Field, it wasn't really the same there. Then also, man, just the grind. I swear, man, at St. Vincent, bro, I don't know how they do it, how they time it up, bro. But it's always super hot and super humid before every single practice out there. At least from my perspective, man.
I do swear it's like 10 degrees hotter.
I don't understand like how. I don't know how that works like that, but it always feels like that when you're out there, bro. It's craziness. I used to think that Coach Tomlin had some type of like special, witch dance, doctor dance he'd do beforehand to make it just feel muggy and like that, just so we could be miserable.
So from your perspective, you've talked about not really liking it up in Latrobe.
Let me give you context.
But I was going to say,
because not really liking it. Just tell them why, though.
Actually, I don't remember why, but I could see being up there in Latrobe for training camp. Whenever you look back, it actually helps you.
Yeah,
it fortifies the team, helps you stay focused.
Yeah,
but I can see why maybe players in the moment aren't as big of a fan of it because you don't have as many amenities.
Yeah. So that is the biggest reason why I don't like it. It's not that I don't like St. Vincent College. It's not that I don't like Latrobe.
Nah, you could rip on them.
Yeah. No, man, you got to chill out, man. St. Vincent, man, them people are awesome over there. The people of Latrobe, they're awesome as well, man. Got homies out there, man. Shout out to y'all. And I love Dino's and Sharky's, man. So, like, those are two of my, like, favorite wing spots up this area, man. So, always got love for it. The reason I don't like it, though, is what you were alluding to in a sense, man, the amenities part. But you also have to think of it like this. For any of the servicemen out there, right? Servicemen and women, they've been to boot camp. Boot camp is not glamorous. I'm sure as a tourist, we might go over to somebody's like Camp Lejeune or Fort Myers or wherever. And we're like, oh man, like this is a cool scene. Like, man, I love this. Like, hey, Mr. Military Man, can I get a high five? Yo, get a picture with me, man. Like, yo, thank you for your service. And it's dope from the fans' perspective, right? But them people, those servicemen going through that boot camp, they're like, yo, this is miserable. I hate everything about this place. I hate the bed. I hate the food. I hate the people. I hate everything. Because I'm just like, that's where you're at because you're getting pushed. You're getting pulled. Training camp and boot camp, the job is to stretch you, to take you to your end. And then we're going to bring you back and feel very confident with you. So when I think of St. Vincent, that's my memories of it. A lot of hitting, a lot of tired, a lot of paid, a lot of just heat, all the negatives. So every time I think of it, I'm like, bro, I don't have a lot of like, oh, that makes it fun. Like the people are great when you're out there and it's not practice. Like I've been back plenty of times and it's always love. It was fun. Like when you think of the camaraderie, right? When you're walking around everywhere with your teammates, man, when you're having to stay in these dorm rooms. I mean, that's what it is. It's literally like freshman college dorm rooms. Like when you're sleeping in there, sometimes you got a roommate and it's like, yo, you gonna really get to know this guy really, really well. And whoever he's in a relationship with, you're going to know that person really, really well. Because, these phone calls, sometimes you're like, bro, you got to chill, man. Like, I'm in here, bro. All right? I'm in here. I don't want to hear about y'all beefing.
We got too many dudes simping out here.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about y'all being, having some love interest issues. I don't want to hear about you thinking she cheating. I don't want to hear about none of that, all right? Like, I'm in here, bro. You got to stop. If you want to have that, man, take it outside. Go around the corner, bro. Like, dead serious. I had to have this conversation before. Like, no exaggeration. You're like, yo, what is wrong with you, man? Like, I'm in here. I hear you. I'm going to laugh at you as well. I'm telling you now, I'm not that type of guy. I'm going to laugh. All right. Cause you take that out there. Take it out there. But yeah, those are some of the things that you deal with though, man. So for me, no, I am not the biggest fan of, that location.
At the end of the day, it made you a better football player.
No, it definitely did.
Made the team better.
Yeah, 100% it did, man. Because like you said, it cuts out all the distraction. It cuts out the people that matter the most, but at the same time, it cuts out the people that shouldn't be getting that access either. So when you talk about like your family, for me, it sucked because I don't get to see my kids every day. I don't get to see the wife every day. You know what I mean? So it's like that dynamic really would upset me. But at the same time, I also didn't have to worry about just the normal hustle and bustle of fatherhood, of, you know, the neighbors, whatever may be going on. It's like, yo, you're isolated from that. So you can really just focus on football. You can really just focus on your teammates, and the closeness that you get coming out of that situation, bro, is unreal. Like some of my closest relationships have come from that, you know what I mean, come from football, where it's like, yo, we didn't have to bond through this. We didn't have to go through this like extra grimy gutter, just rough experience. And now we've come out on the other side of this thing. You heard, I mean, when we would joke with Terrence Garvin about it, in the sense of like, yo, everybody can go to Latrobe, but not everybody comes back from Latrobe, bro. Like, it's different, man. You know, like it's a vibe, it's a grind, but you gotta mentally commit. And sometimes, man, the way you get through it is just by us, me and you. We both hurting, we both sore, we both tired, we both missing our people, and we just get that crazy laugh, like, bro, we still here, huh? And you just give me the crazy laugh back, like, yeah, we are. I guess we can go bang heads again today, huh? All right, yeah, let's do it. And that's just kind of like the vibe with it, man. But you know, it's a unique experience, man. But I'm actually glad though that the rest of the roster will get this experience, because everybody, it's like going to the Mecca. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take that trip across, man. You got to go see. You know, we're supposed to be seen.
Yeah, and we've definitely talked about that before. Being the Mecca, should it be though? The more I'm thinking about it, shouldn't it just be going to a Steeler home game? Is the Mecca?
Because the reason I say no to that is because, number one, not everybody can afford that. And number two, it's shifted. It was Three Rivers. Now it's Hines. Who knows what could happen in the next however many years. Whereas 55 years in a row, or well, prior to 2019, but 55 seasons, that has been the constant. So when you talk about the rite of passage, it's like we're really able to say, hey, man, I went on the same field that Jack Ham was on. I went on the same field that Dagon Lambert practiced on, the same field that Tunch Ilkin was on, the same field that Mel Blunt went on, the same field that Bradshaw was on, the same field that Ben was on, that AB was on, that L. Bell was on. We all can't say that about Hines or Three Rivers. So that's why I do kind of view the St. Vincent part like that, because it's like, yo, it's no real like financial blocking from going there. Now, obviously you got your travel and stuff like that, but in terms of if you can get there, you can see it like for free, the interaction, it's one of a kind. Whereas like when I say you go to like the game, first off, man, the tickets can be expensive. Like not everybody can afford that. We definitely know that. And you're not getting any type of like to that level, that type of access. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't have the access to the players. I'm just thinking from an entertainment standpoint.
Yeah.
Being at a game better than watching practice, but maybe some people would agree to disagree on that one.
Because I know some people, they would say this, man, I could get a chance to hear Coach Tomlin in person talking to his players. I can see Danny Smith correcting this. I can see Boswell doing this on the warm-up. I can see a fight take place over here. I can see who's visiting. I can see all of that. You're not getting that at Hines. That's the other part of it.
You could see who might be a sleeper this upcoming year. What players?
No, but you can actually, and you'll be able to actually hear it though. You could hear what the coaches are talking about those guys, and more than likely get a chance to meet those guys too. Whereas at Hines, you see it, bro. Like ain't nobody meeting people like that. You know what I mean? Like not in that set. But Hines is, I mean, we know Hines is dope. Obviously, that's like, it's Hinesville, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's the big show.
Do you know off the top of your head how many other teams have this type of setting for training camp?
I think it's 3.
That's it?
Yeah, I know Buffalo is like this. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and it's not New England. I know Green Bay, they go to a hotel, but I don't think they go to a small, it's Kansas City. They're the 13 that goes to like a small school. They go to, what was it? It's
so everyone else does it how we did the last 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
At their home stadium,
Arizona,
and then just go back to their houses.
Arizona's at the home stadium, but we would stay in a hotel if you didn't have housing. Buffalo was always gone.
Did Steelers do hotel these last 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hotel for the guys that didn't have lodging, and then some of the veterans, they could just go to the house. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I didn't know it was only 3 teams.
Yeah, and I was, and the only reason I knew about it being just 3, I knew it was always Buffalo and Pittsburgh, but the only reason I knew about Kansas City was when when they had just shifted the changing like the COVID rules and about who can host training camps and go away for training camp. Kansas City was like one of the teams that had applied for it at that time, and that's why I was like, oh, let me look into them, and then it showed that like they do that, and I think, and the Panthers, they go to Wofford.
Okay.
They would go to Wofford's, like another small like school and stuff like that in South Carolina. So yeah. But not a lot of teams do it though, man. I know. I mean, like, I don't consider like with the Cowboys what they do as small school, because they have like a whole like resort that's built just for like their training camp in
Fort
Cali.
Worth, right?
Yeah, but they built the thing in I forgot what part of Cali. It's in Oxnard. Yeah, they have like a whole stadium thing, but it's built just for their training camp. So I'm like, that's not the same to me. I don't classify, like, are they leaving for it? Sure, but that's not the same. That's kind of like when I went to the Cardinals. They're like, yeah, we leave for training camp. And I'm like, where do we go? We're going to go up to Glendale to the stadium and stay in this really, really nice hotel. I'm like, oh, that's not leaving for training camp. All right, I got you guys. So yeah, when I think of DOS, like, it's the same concept as them.
Okay.
Just to a higher level, because they spend a lot more money. For those that are either looking to go out there or it's your first time and you're asking, so, hey, man, what are some good dates to show up, man? What days would you recommend? A couple that I throw out there, obviously at the beginning, because they report on the 26th, but that is not open to the public. You can't show up there. But July 27th is the first day. So honestly, man, if you're there that weekend, if you can't make that Wednesday, if you can go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, though, those 3 practices are open to the public, 1:55 p.m., man. That is always a ton of fun. The crowds are going to be packed any day of the week regardless. But that first weekend, though, that's always a blast to be at, man. So I would definitely recommend that. August 1st, the first padded practice as well. That's a Monday, 1:55 practice. That's when you want to check out as well. So give you context here, right? If you show up to those first 4 practices anytime July 27th through July 30th, and these practices are all free to the public. You have to get a ticket, but the ticket is free, just kind of like how they were doing at Heinz Field for training camp and stuff like that. You can go to like Stills.com or Ticketmaster. But if you go to those first 4 practices, you'll be able to see the stuff that I've been seeing right now, where it's just helmets. It's going to be very much like an OTA or mini camp practice. They'll be flying around. They'll still be doing everything 11 on 11, but it just won't be any contact. If you show up, like I said, that following week, though, that August 1st, any of those practices after that, they are padded practices. That will be full go tackle to the ground. You do not want to miss that. That's when, it's cloudy with a chance of that thigh being on out there, man. So definitely check that out. But the weekend that I recommend, the 3 practices I would say for anybody that's their first time and they want to experience Heinz Field, they want to experience St. Vincent, they want to see hitting, they want to see some special one-offs and stuff like that. I would say the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, August 4th, 5th, or 6th. August 4th, it's an open practice to the public. It's at St. Vincent, 1:55, right? So that part is dope. It's normal. You get that experience. That Friday, though, is what we call Friday Night Lights. That practice is at 7 p.m. and it's at Latrobe Memorial Stadium. It's like literally 5 minutes from St. Vincent College, but it's a dope scene. It's very different. You don't get the necessarily like the interaction that you get at St. Vincent, but the scene is crazy. Think like a high school game, like it's at a high school field, but it's always jam-packed with fans. I know NFL Network covers it. SportsCenter's been out there plenty of times. Like, it's a vibe. Like, you would definitely want to check that. And that's when Backs on Backers is like the most vicious as well, man. That's one of the drills that we all like to see here in Pittsburgh, a little physicality. But then you turn around on that Saturday, it's a 1:55 practice, and then obviously they're off that Sunday. So the way you do, you make a weekend of it. If you're coming into town on Thursday, maybe you pull up, do some stuff around Pittsburgh. All right, say Friday, you go check out the practice that night, and then Saturday, you got the afternoon practice as well. However you want to do it, or you can flip-flop it, man. But I definitely would recommend that weekend, man. I think that'd be a dope weekend for anybody that's a first-time visitor, first-time, checking out the Steelers training camp scene, man. I think that'll be a dope time to be able to hit all, multiple assets or multiple facets right there, man.